Hey everybody, this is Talkative Carl back again playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. And this week we'll start with the main villain decks. And we're gonna start off with one of my favorite all-time anime villains, Yami Bakura. Please let me know which Yu-Gi-Oh! Villain is your all-time favorite villain. Leave a comment below and of course let me know. I'm curious. I will be doing something with Yami Bakura this Friday. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you're following me, follow me on the links in the description, of course, especially my Twitter page. That's Talkative Carl on Twitter, and then I'll announce when I'm streaming and of what. Okay, now let's begin. Chained Energy. Each player must pay 500 life points per card to normal summon, special summon, set, or activate cards from his or her respective hand. Change of Heart. Bakura's favorite card. Target one monster your opponent controls. Take control of it until the end phase. Ectoplasma. Once per turn during each player's end phase, the turn player must tribute one face-up monster, and if they do, inflict damage to their opponent equal to half the original attack of the tributed monster. Gravekeeper's Servant. Unless your opponent sends one card from the top of his or her deck to the graveyard, he or she cannot declare an attack. Pot of Greed, draw 2 cards. I don't know why I read that. Of course you know what that is. Spirit Meshes A. This card can only be placed on the field by the effect of Destiny Board. So it's I, L, and N. The Dark Door. Only one monster can attack during each battle phase. The Shallow Grave. Each player selects a monster in their graveyard and special summons it in face down defense position. Yami. Increase the attack and defense of all fiend and spellcaster type monsters by 200 points. Also decrease the attack and defense of all fairy type monster by 200 points. I use this for Bakura specifically because it's a perfect card that symbolizes the Shadow Realm. Call of the Earthbound. Activate only when an opponent's monster declares an attack. You select the target of the attack. Change of Destiny. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, change it to defense position, and it cannot change its battle position while it is face up on the field. Then your opponent chooses one of these effects. You, the opponent of this card activator, gain life points equal to half the target's attack, or your opponent, the activator of this card, takes damage equal to half the target's attack. Dark Spirit of the Silent. Activate only when an opponent's monster declares an attack. Beat the attack and select another face-up monster your opponent controls. That monster attacks instead. If it's in face-up defense position, change it to attack position. Destiny Board. When this card and all 4 Spirit Message cards with different names are placed on your field, you win the duel. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, place one Spirit Message card from your hand or deck in your spell or trap card zone face up in the proper order of F, N, A, and L. When any Spirit Message card or Destiny Board you control leaves the field, send all Spirit Message cards and Destiny Board you control to the graveyard. In the manga or Japanese sub, Japanese sub, it's instead of final, because Americans, the American translation, or not translation, but it's just like the kids WB wanted to, or 4 kids wanted to make this read more like kids didn't understand the word about death and what it means, but they didn't want to warp their fragile little minds. So in Japanese, it spells out death. In English, is final. Just desserts. Inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent's life points for each monster on your opponent's side of the field. Since we're dealing with King Bakura, I thought it'd be nice to include these like Robin cards. Robin Goblin. Each time a monster you control inflicts battle damage to your opponent discards one random card. Robin Zombie. Each time one monster on your side of the field inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent sends one card from the top of their deck to the graveyard. Full Invitation. This was used by Bones when he dueled against Bakura in Battle City, but I thought I added to Bakura's deck. Each time a card is sent to the graveyard, inflict 300 damage to its owner for each card sent. Summon the Spirit. Also summon this card in defense position as an effect monster, zombie type, dark, level 4, attack 1800, defense 500. If this card is destroyed by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster that destroyed it. Earthbound Spirit. A vengeful creature formed by the spirits of fallen warriors. It drags any who dare approach it into the deepest bowels of the earth. Headless Knight. A haunted spirit of a falsely accused knight who wanders in search of truth and justice. Lady of Faith. Soothes the souls of others by chanting a mysterious spell. The Earl of Demise. This gentlemanly creature is extremely wicked, feared by man and fiend alike. The Gross Ghost of Fled Dreams. This monster feeds on the dreams of an unweary sleeper, dragging the victim into eternal slumber. The Portrait Secret. A portrait cursed by the artist, it is said to bring ill fortune to anyone who owns it. Dark Necrofear. Cannot be normal summon or set, must first be special summoned from your hand by banishing 3 fiend type monsters from your graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed by an opponent's card this turn by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard while it was a monster card under your control, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, equip this card to that target. While this card is equipped to a monster by this effect, take control of that monster. Bakura also has Dark Sanctuary, but it only I think like a year ago, a few months to a year ago, actually became an actual card. So I don't have it in this game. Hopefully in the new Yu-Gi-Oh game, Master Duel, we can actually have more support cards for Bakura. Dark Ruler Hades. Cannot be special summoned from the graveyard. Negate the effects of monsters destroyed by battle with fiend type monsters you control. I included this card just to have like a more powerful, easy to summon card. I think Bakura would have easily had this in his deck. Cannot be special summon. Doom Cavalry Knight. Cannot be special summon. During either player's turn, if a monster effect is activated, tribute this face-up card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. Goblin Zombie. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top card of their deck to the graveyard. When this card is sent to the field to the graveyard, add 1 zombie type monster with 1200 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Jalgin the Spiritualist. You can discard 1 random card from your hand to the graveyard, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. Neither player can special summon monsters. I included Malice Dollar Demise because it's ectoplasma. During Malice Dollar Demise, during your next standby phase after this card was sent from the field to the graveyard by the effect of a continuous spell card, also summon this card from the graveyard. I want to make sure that when I use ectoplasma, I use it in combination with this, so I don't have to waste my cards, any other cards, because this special ability is useful for that. And I thank Yu-Gi-Oh GX for showing me that. Well, no, not Yu-Gi-Oh GX. It was it Yeah, it was Yu-Gi-Oh GX that used this combination when in season 1. No, man, it's been a minute. I know in Battle City, Arcana, I believe, uses. Yeah, Arcana uses effect. Then a spirit in Yu-Gi-Oh GX season 1 used this same combo. Man-Eater Bug. Flip face up, target one monster on the field, destroy that target. Mask of Darkness. Flip effect, target one trap card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Morphing Jar. Flip effect, both players discard their entire hand, then draw 5 cards. Prometheus, King of the Shadows. If this card is normal summon, banish any number of dark monsters from the graveyard, and if you do, this card gains 400 attack for each until the end of this turn. I just include this to have another powerful one. Puppet Master. When this card is tribute summoned, you can pay 2,000 life points to target 2 Fiend type monsters in your graveyard. Also summon those targets. They cannot attack this turn. Reaper of Cards. Flip effect, select one trap card on the field and destroy it. The selected card is set, pick up and see the card. If there's a trap card, destroy it. If there's a spell card, return it to its original position. Sangan. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with that name for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Sangan once per turn. We're invoking Dragon of Raw since I don't know. This is like I updated this deck, you know, a while back, but I just thought I included Winged Dragon Raw. White Magical Hat. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent discards one card randomly from his or her hand. And Witch of the Black Forest. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add one monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. And Magician King. I feel like I should just add it because it requires Witch of the Black Forest and Lady of Faith. Since I have both, I figure I'll just have a fusion card that utilizes those two. Okay, all that, let's go with Bakura and do a couple of matches for 4 characters for today. Could have gone with the Battle City one. duelist, taking down his deck. Off on full invitation. Another another monster reborn. Unbelievable. I could have used Prometheus, but my dark monsters would be like strong enough to take on Summon Skull. Have cards here, so there goes that. Huh. They're pretty much stuck by this point. Oh. Against Kaiwa. He did technically duel Kaiwa for a little bit during the final Duel Monsters season. Great. Ugh. I'll try again because that wasn't a good hand at all. I'm gonna do it again because that hand definitely wasn't good enough. on. I had a feeling that was going to be the case. Okay. Get rid of that. There we go. Alright. Next could be, yeah, Pegasus. And his Toon Dragons. Toon World. Okay. Let's begin. Black Illusion Ritual. Ritual. This card is used to ritual summon Relinquish. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal 1 or more. Comic Hand. If you control Toon World, equip to an opponent's monster. Take control of it. It is treated as a Toon monster. If your opponent controls no Toon monsters, it can attack your opponent directly. If Toon World is not on the field, destroy this card. Toss down. Discard 1 card until the end phase. Reduce the levels of all monsters in your hand by 2 even after they are summoned. Mimic Cat. You control Toon World and a Toon monster. Target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard. If it is a monster, spell to summon it to your side of the field. If it is a spell or trap card, set it on your side of the field. You can only activate 1 Mimic Cat per turn. Shadow Toon. If you control Toon World, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of that face-up monster. You can only use this once per turn. Snatch and Steal. Equip only to a monster your opponent controls. Take control of the equipped monster. During each of your opponent's standby phases, they gain 1000 life points. Toon Kingdom. When this card is activated, banish 3 cards from the top of your deck face down. This card's name becomes Toon World while in the field zone. Your opponent cannot target Toon monsters you control with card effects. If a Toon monster you control will be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish 1 card from the top of your deck face down for each of those monsters instead. Toon Rollback. Target 1 Toon monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. Toon table of contents. Add one toon or manga Ryoran from your deck to your hand. Toon World. Activate this card by paying 1000 life points. Life Absorbing Machine. During your standby phase, gain life points equal to half of the total life points you paid during your last turn. Solemn Judgment. When a monster will be summoned or a spell or trap card is activated, pay half your life points, negate the summon or activation. If you do, destroy that card. Eye of Truth. I add this card because of the whole Millennium Eye thing. The Eye of Truth. Your opponent must keep their hand revealed. During each of your opponent's standby phases, if they have a spell card in their hand, they gain 1000 life points. Just to keep with the theme of season 1 of Pegasus eyeing people's hands or seeing their minds to see their hand. Toon Briefcase. When your opponent summons a monster while you control a toon monster, shuffle that monster into the deck. Toon Defense. When an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting a face-up level 4 or lower toon monster you control, you can make that attack a direct attack instead. Toon Mask. If you control Toon World, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. You also summon one toon monster from your hand or deck whose level is less than or equal to the level or rank of that monster, ignoring its summoning conditions. Ultimate Offering. During your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can pay 500 life points immediately after this effect resolve. Normal summon or set one monster. Dark Rabbit. He leaps up, down, and all around. Nobody can lay a hand on this funny bunny. Or how would Pegasus would say it? He leaps up, down, and all around. Nobody can lay a hand on this funny bunny. Parrot Dragon. A dragon from the cartoons that's more dangerous than appears to be. Red Archery Girl. A mermaid archer that hides in a protective shell, waiting for the right moment to strike. Rerun. A vicious little dragon sheltered in an egg that looks deceptively harmless. Thousand Eyes Idol. A wicked entity that controls the hearts of men. Its thousand eyes are able to see and expand the negative influences in an individual's soul. Toon Alligator. An alligator monster straight from the cartoons. Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand by tributing two monsters while you control Toon World. Cannot attack this card. Cannot attack the turn it is special summoned. You must pay 500 life points to declare an attack with this monster. If Toon World on the field is destroyed, destroy this card. Can attack your opponent directly unless they control a toon monster, in which case this card must target a toon monster for attacks. Avoid the description in that voice. Dark Eyes Illusionist. Flip effect, target one monster on the field, cannot attack while this card is face up on the field. Jigun Bakudan. Flip effect, after this card is flipped, offer it as a tribute during your standby phase to destroy all monsters on your side of the field and inflict direct damage. Inflict direct damage equal to half of the total attack of the destroyed cards, including this monster, to your opponent's life points. Manga Rerun. Cannot be normal summon or set. Cannot be special summon unless same tune effect. The special effect, you must pay 500 life points to declare an attack. So it's all pretty much the same like tune abilities. You can pay 500 life points usually to attack your opponent, but mostly can attack directly. Manju of the 10,000 Hands. When this card is normal or flip summon, you can add one ritual monster or ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. Tune Ancient Gear Golem. Same tune effect. Specialized ability, inflicting piercing battle damage to your opponent. If it's in defense position, can activate spell trap cards during the battle phase. Tune Battle Dragon. Same tune effect, same effect as the ordinary Battle Dragon. Tune Buster Blader. Same tune effect, same effect as Buster Blader. Tune Cannon Soldier. Same tune effect, the same effect as the ordinary Cannon Soldier. Tune Cyber Dragon. Tune effect, same original effect. Tune Dark Magician Girl. Tune Gemini Elf. Tune Goblin Attack Force. Tune Mass Sorcerer. Tune Mermaid. Tune Summon Skull. Relinquish. You can ritual summon this card with Black Illusion Ritual. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Equip that target to this card. You can only equip one monster at a time to this card with this effect. This card's attack and defense becomes equal to that equipped monster's. This card will be destroyed by battle. Destroy the equipped monster instead. While equipped with that monster, any battle damage you take from battles involving this card inflicts equal effect damage to your opponent. And Thousand Eyes Restrict. Requires Relinquish and 1000 Eyes Idle. Other monsters on the field cannot change their battle positions or attack. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls. Equip that target to this card. You're going to use this effect once per you're going to equip one monster at a time. The attack and the same thing as the Relinquish. Beyond this point. Okay. That was my Pegasus voice. Not wasting my solemn judgment just yet. There we go. Just because. Never gonna get this opportunity again, probably. I hate the Toon Blue Eyes. Yeah, I mean, like, a deck like this is useless, like, if Toon World is destroyed, or if he even can't play it. Oh crap. Well, he's out of cards. Nice and quick. Next, Merrick. Now, after like these themed videos is wrapped, I'm gonna make sure like I put back Merrick Estar as like my because he was like the you know, the last before I started the channel, he was the one I had up in the slot, so I'm gonna put it all back once everything's all said and done. I love him as a villain too. He was like a real psycho. Bait Doll. Target one set card in the spell and trap card zone. Reveal that target. Force its activation if it is a trap card. And negate its effect if the activation time is incorrect. And if you do, destroy it. If it's not a trap card, return it face down. When this card resolves, shuffle it into the deck instead of sending it to the graveyard. Black Pendant. Equipped monster gains 500 attack. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Card of Sanctity. The anime, they allow both players to draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. But in reality, balance all other cards you control, and in your hand, minimum of 1 each. Draw until you have 2 cards in your hand. They should revamp that. I don't know why. I guess it was too powerful of a card in the anime. Jam Breeding Machine. During each of your standby phases, special summon 1 slime token. Aqua type water, level 1, attack and defense 500, and attack position. You cannot summon any monsters except slime tokens, but you can set. Left arm offering. If you have 2 or more other cards in your hand, banish your entire hand, add 1 spell card from your deck to your hand. You cannot set spell or trap cards during the turn you activate this card. Magical Stone Excavation. Discard 2 cards, then target 1 spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Now, Monster Reborn. Target 1 monster in either player's graveyard, special summon it. I don't think I ever read this. Graceful Charity. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. Nightmare Steel Cage. This card remains on the field for 2 of your opponent's turns. While this card is face up on the field, no monsters can attack. Premature Burial. Activate this card by paying 800 life points, then target 1 monster in your graveyard. Also summon that target in attack position and equip it with this card. When this card is destroyed, destroy the equipped monster. Remove Trap. Select 1 face-up trap card on the field and destroy it. The Mask of Remnants. Shuffle this card into its owner's deck, or if this card was put into play by the effect of Mass Beast Descardius, this card is treated as an equipped card. Control of the equipped monster is switched. Tribute to the Doom. Discard 1 card, then target 1 monster on the field, destroy it. Vengeful Bog Spirit. Monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned. Coffin Seller. Each time a monster is sent to the opponent's graveyard, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. Hidden Soldiers. When your opponent normal or flip summons a monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower dark monster from your hand. Jam Defender. When an opponent's monster declares an attack on a monster you control, you can target 1 revival jam you control, switch the attack target to that target. Benevolent Catastrophe. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. Metal Reflex Slime. Also summon this card in defense position as an equipped monster. Aqua type water, level 10, attack 0, defense 3000. This card is still a trap card. This card cannot attack. Nightmare Wheel. Activate this card by targeting 1 monster your opponent controls. It cannot attack or change its battle position. When it leaves the field, destroy this card. During each of your standby phases, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. That monster must be on the field to activate and to resolve this effect. Matter of fact, probably should have card of safe return. I'm just thinking. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really need. remove trap at all. Order safe return. When a monster is special summoned from your graveyard, you can draw one card. Relieve monster. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target one monster you control, return that target to the hand, then special summon one level 4 monster from your hand. Rope of Life. When a monster is destroyed by a battle and sent to your graveyard, discard your entire hand, minimum of 1, and target one of those monsters, special summon it, and if you do, it gains 800 attack. Golgarth. This steel armored terror machine ruthlessly strikes down enemies with its giant katana. Grand Tiki Elder, a masked monster that wields the most deadly of curses. Humanoid Slime. The slime apparently has some human genes in its genetic makeup. Malkid, the four-faced beast. This monster has 4 different masks for 4 different attacks. Worm Drake. Once this monster wraps itself around a victim, there is no escape. Boganian. During each of your standby phases, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. Dargeroid. When this card is summoned, target one face-up monster on the field, it loses 800 attack. Relago. The only cards your opponent controls are face-up monsters with 1600 or more attack. This card can attack your opponent directly. Granadura. When this monster is normal summon, flip summon, or special summon, increase your life points by 1000 points. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you take 2000 points of damage. Helpful Rammer. Cannot be special summoned from your graveyard. If this card was destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, this effect activates at the end of each of your opponent's battle phases. Draw one random card from your opponent's hand. This card must be in the graveyard to activate and to resolve this effect. Yugioh. During either player's battle phase, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, gain 1000 life points. You only use this effect once per turn. During either player's turn, you can tribute this card, then target one face-up monster you control. It gains 1000 attack until the end of the next turn. Lava Golem. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must first be special summoned from your hand to your opponent's side of the field by tributing 2 monsters they control. Cannot normal summon or set the turn you special summon this card. During each of your standby phases, take 1000 damage. Legendary Fiend. During each of your standby phases, this card gains 700 attack. Lukunga. You can banish 2 water monsters from your graveyard. Special summon 1 Lukunda token. Plant type water level 2, attack and defense 700 in attack position. Lord Poison. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target 1 plant type monster in your graveyard, except Lord Poison, special summon that target. Makioria the Destructor. During the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can activate trap cards from your hand. Mass Beast Discardius. This card cannot be normal summon or set. This card can be special summon. This card cannot be special summon except by tributing 2 monsters, including at least 1 Grand Tiki Elder or Malkid the Force-Faced Beast. This card can, when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, equip the Mask of Remnants from your deck to 1 monster you're on the field. Ludoria. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target 1 monster on the field, destroy that target. Ra's Disciple. When this card is summoned, you can special summon up to 2 Ra's Disciples from your hand and or deck. Cannot be tributed except for the tribute summon of Slifer, the Sky Dragon, Obelisk the Tormentor, or the Winged Dragon of Ra. Cannot special summon monsters except by the effect of Ra's Disciple. Revival Jam. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can pay 1000 life points. Special summon it in face-up defense position during your next standby phase. The Winged Dragon of Ra cannot be special summoned, requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summon, other cards and effects cannot be activated. When this card is normal summoned, you can pay life points that you have only you can pay life points so that you only have 100 left. This card gains attack and defense equal to the amount of life points paid. You can pay 1000 life points, then target one monster on the field for that target. Winged Dragon of Ra Immortal Phoenix cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by its own effect, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. If the Winged Dragon of Ra is sent from the field to your graveyard while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card. Cards and effects cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. This card is unaffected by other cards' effects. You can pay 1000 life points, send one monster on the field to the graveyard. Once per turn during the end phase, send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode from your hand, deck, or graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. Winged Dragon of Ra Sphere mode cannot be special summoned, requires 3 tributes from either side of the field to normal summon to that side of the field, cannot be normal set. Then shift control to this card's owner during the end phase of the next turn. Cannot attack your opponent. Cannot target this card for attacks or by card effects. You can tribute this card, special summon the Winged Dragon of Ra from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, and if you do, its attack and defense become 4000. And finally, Humanoid Worm Drake requires Worm Drake and Humanoid Slime. Ooh. Hold on a second. Okay. Now let's get down to business. A Winged Dragon of Ra! You're in my house now, Pharaoh. Okay. Man, that was close. Oh my god. Man. Woo. Oh my goodness. That was too close for comfort, honestly. Joey had me. It was like, now I felt like, now I know what Merrick felt like in the show. Like, oh my god. If he attacks, I will lose the duel and my Egyptian god card. Now he got an Egyptian god card in his hand. Save for that. He does not. Holy crap. I'm fine with that. Alright. And last character I'm going to do is Noah. And you mostly got kind of like spirit cards. Remember if I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I know I did. Took a picture of it a long time ago. Oops. There you go. No one's not a person here, so we'll just go with a bot. I'll bring it back later. Be right with you guys. Making good timing here. Right. Spirit month. Where is it? Or oh, didn't I even know it's this spirit monster? There he is. Okay, now I got mine. Noah deck. Holy crap. Alright, sorry about that. That would be like a little smooth transition, but it's like a few that went out. I had to do a deep look. Okay. Noah. Alright, alright. Code Wave. This card can only be activated at the start of the main phase 1. Till your next turn, you and your opponent cannot play or set any spell or trap cards. Creature swap. Each player chooses one monster they control and switches control of those monsters with each other. Those monsters cannot change their battle positions for the rest of this turn. Silicon Laser. You can only equip this card to Gradius. Increase the attack of Gradius by 300 points. When the equipped Gradius attacks with an attack that is higher than the defense of a defense position monster, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent's life points. Dark Hole. Destroy all monsters on the field. Dimension Hole. Select one monster on your side of the field and remove it from play until your next standby phase. While the monster is removed from play, the monster card zone of the selected monster cannot be used. Fissure. Destroy one face-up monster on your opponent controls that has the lowest attack, your choice if tied. A Giant Trunade. Return all spell and trap cards on the field to the hand. Gold Sarcophagus. Banish one card from your deck face up. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, add that card to your hand. On Body as a Shield. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card or monster effect that would destroy a monster on the field, except during the damage step, pay 1500 life points, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Sebek's Blessing. Activate only when a monster you control has attacked your opponent directly. Gain life points equal to the battle damage that the monster inflicted to your opponent. Shinato's Arc. This card is used to ritual summon Shinato, King of the Higher Plane. You must also tribute monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more from your field or your hand. Spiritual Energy Settlement Machine. Or Spiritual Energy Settle Machine. As long as this card remains face up on the field, all spirit monsters remain face up on the field and do not return to the owner's hands during the end phase, even if they are normal summoned or flipped face up. Discard one card from your hand during each of your end phases. If you do not destroy this card, when this card is removed from the field, all face up spirit monsters return to the owner's hands. Spring of Rebirth. Increase your life points by 500 every time monsters return from the field to the owner's hand. Earthshaker. Select 2 monster card attributes. Your opponent then selects one of the 2 attributes and destroy all face-up monsters with that attribute on the field. Giant Soldier of Stone. Giant warrior made of stone. Punch from this creature has earth-shaking results. Gradius. A high-performance jet fighter with power capsules for variable attack capabilities. Aratama. Fiend's Spirit Effect. All spirit monsters have the same effect. It returns to the hand after it is summoned by the end phase. Its special effects. When this card is normal or flip face up, normal summon or flip face up, you can add 1 spirit monster from your deck to your hand except Aratama. Azura Priest. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Black Luster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Cannot be normal summon or set, must first be special summon from your hand by banishing 1 light and 1 dark monster from your graveyard once per turn. You can activate one of these effects. Target 1 monster on the field, banish that target face up. This card cannot attack the turn you activate this effect. Second effect, if this attacking card destroys an opponent's monster by battle after damage calculation, it can make a second attack in a row. Chiron the Mage. Once per turn, you can discard one spell card, then target one spell trap card your opponent controls, destroy that target. Dark Dust Spirit cannot be special summoned during the end phase of special effect. When this card is normal summoned or flip face up, destroy all other face up monsters on the field. Radius option. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned by selecting one face up radius on your side of the field. Attack and defense of this card becomes the same as the attack and defense of the selected radius. If the selected radius is removed from the field, destroy this card. Great Long Nose. Special effect. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent skips their next battle phase. Kaiju Tsuchi. Special effect. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they discard all cards in their hand during the next draw phase before they draw. Naba White Rabbit. This monster can attack your opponent's life points directly. Izanami. When this card is normal summon or flip face up, you can discard one card to add one spirit monster from your graveyard to your hand. Nikitama. When this card is sent to the graveyard, draw one card. You must control a spirit monster to activate and to resolve this effect. During the turn this card was normal summon or flip face up, you can normal summon one spirit monster in addition to your normal summon or set. Otohime. When this card is normal summon or flip face up, you can target one face up monster your opponent controls. Change that target's battle positions. Raidzu. When this card is normal summon or flip face up, you can reveal one spirit monster from your hand, except this card, then target one face up attack position monster your opponent controls. Return that target to the hand. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this effect. Sacred Spirit of the Ice Barrier. Well, it's normal effect. Change this card's effect changes to select one monster your opponent controls and return it to the hand instead. Fear Reaper cannot be destroyed by battle after resolving a card effect. This target that targets this face-up card, destroy this card. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent by a direct attack, discard one random card from their hand. Tsukuyomi. When this card is normal or flip face up, target one face up monster on the field, change that target to a face down defense position. Yamata Dragon. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. Yamato no Kami. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can destroy one spell or trap card your opponent controls. Yatagarasu. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, they skip their next draw phase. And Shinato, King of the Higher Plane. This card can only be ritual summoned with the ritual spell card Shinato's Arc. You must also tribute monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more from the field or your hand. When this card destroys a defense position monster and sends it to the graveyard as a result of battle, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the original attack of the destroyed monster. Whew. Okay, let's do this. We'll just fight Kaiba and Yugi. This was the only 2 duels he did. As I mentioned that season 3 of Yu-Gi-Oh, like, you know what Noah did in his arc, man, he is like sick bastard. Oh shoot. Yeah, not good. Forgot about that. Those dragons are, you know, can't. Don't do it this way. Those Critias, Timaeus, and Hermos are no freaking joke. And get my ritual magic card. The only thing that can save me right now. No choice. So burying oh, I didn't do this before. Now your turn is skipped. Okay, last match for tonight. A good thing I didn't bring out my Sonato, otherwise I'd have been screwed. We use that change of heart card on it. Exactly what I needed. Right when I get Gradius. Whatever he has, completely useless now. Because the bet was Mirror Force. There we go. Well, that was just part one. Eventually we gotta do Spring King from GX. What else? Sartorius, Rex Goodwin, Aporia, Vector, Vectrix, Sora, and Zark, which is pretty much Yuya anyway. So yeah, that'll be some point next week. Well, I don't know about next week, I'll be so doggone busy. Well, I'll probably do it maybe go Wednesday night. Since next Thursdays and Saturdays are my typical days off, so I might do the second part next Wednesday evening without having to worry about getting up early. Yeah, so that's the plan. I will see you guys Friday for more Final Fantasy. No. Well, I'll probably squeeze in Final Fantasy X, but I gotta do 2 new discussion videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And definitely follow me on my Patreon. That's patreon.com/TalkativeCarl. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.